All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're back on the record for afternoon docket, and we will continue with dealing with our first appearance docket first. I'll call everyone individually, and then we'll let you know what you've been charged with, if I've found probable cause, and then we'll also talk about release conditions. Please don't talk about your case today. It is not your trial date. It's not a hearing. It's not an adversary serial hearing. Anything you say on the record can be used against you at a later time, so speak with your attorney so that you can determine if you want to talk about anything on the record, okay? So let's begin with Loretta Young,
Ms. Young is here, present judge at Maine. She's approaching. Come on up, ma'am.
okay? All right, Ms. Young, you're before the court for one count of possession of drug paraphernalia, and then there's a misdemeanor KPS. This is an old KPS from 2013 on a petty theft charge. So what does Ms. Young wish to do today?
Judge, I spoke to Ms. Young. As you noticed, it's a very old case, 2013, but in speaking to her, she wishes to resolve both matters today.
All right, State, do you have an offer for Ms. Young?
Yes, one moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, she's looking to resolve the petty theft as well.
Yes?
Yes.
Your Honor, for the petty theft, it'd be adjudication no return, court costs. For the drug paraphernalia, will offer a withhold and court costs.
Judge, she wishes to accept the state's offer as far as count one. As far as in reference to count two, the petty theft, since it's 2013, would the court consider getting involved in offering a withhold so she wouldn't have a conviction of a theft-related offense?
Okay, we'll do that.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Young, you wish to resolve your case today?
Do you wish to resolve your case?
Yes.
Yes. You don't have to lean in for me to hear you. You can just stay regular, okay? All right, and you understand that the offer is a withhold adjudication and court costs?
Yeah.
You have questions? If you have questions, now's the time to get the answers.
Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No.
Okay, all right, then please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. And Miss Young, do you understand everything that's going on here today?
I do.
Is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
No.
Do you need any more time to speak with your attorney?
No, I do not.
Do you understand that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been treated for mental or emotional illness?
No.
And do you understand, ma'am, that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
Okay.
Is that a yes or a no?
I understand.
Okay, what plea do you wish to enter, guilty or no contest?
I was gonna, but guilty is the same thing, right?
Correct.
Still guilty. Guilty.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given. Your sentences withhold adjudication, court costs on both counts. Good luck. Miranda Hall, Ball, Miranda
I believe
Ball.
North Broward, Judge.
Okay. And then Miss Ball,
Judge, at this time, I did have a chance to speak with Ms. Wall prior to the court taking the bench. I do see that it's a $3,100 bond. I asked Ms. Wall if she was able to post the bond. She indicated that she could.
okay. All right, so Ms. Ball, you're before the court on, just so you know, possession of THC, possession of cannabis 20 grams or less, and counts 3 and 4 are possession of blank or unlawfully issued driver's license. And as you've heard from the courtroom, your bond has been posted, okay? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Jose Chacon Furman.
Judge, he's here present, but he's gonna be requiring a Spanish interpreter.
Okay,
I've already called for it.
okay, we'll recall when the Spanish interpreter gets here.
And Judge, one other thing, it just been brought to my attention, my colleague is trying to contact Mr. Hill, but right now, the phones, I don't think they can hear each other right now on the phone.
You can't,
Oh,
not working.
Not working.
I can't fix phones.
Judge, you're talented, don't.
I'm not a phone technician, so, is there something, or is the phone on the wall, Mr. Hill? Is the phone on the wall not, is that
The reason
different?
why my colleague is trying to, call Mr. Hill.
Yeah.
Is on page 7, Mr. Bowman has private counsel, Mr. Howard Gretzer.
Okay.
So we were gonna ask to see if Mr. Gretzer can be contacted to represent Mr. Bowman.
Oh, okay,
And then there was another individual that has private counsel, and that person is, let's see. Are you ready to speak to Mr. Hill? Yeah, Mr. Greenwald for Mr. McMahon.
He's available.
That they got, perfect.
okay, all
That is
right,
why.
okay. All right, Jermaine Northern,
Mr. Northern?
North Broward. All right, Mr. Northern, you're before the court on a misdemeanor KPS, the KPS was issued June 20th for a trespassing charge. Mr. Northern, what do you wish to do today, sir?
Come on, June 20th, where at? Said Mr.
Northern,
Northern.
Northern,
Jermaine
Northern.
Northern.
I'm sorry?
Jermaine Northern, Valentine's Day,
Northern?
1979. I was born with, hate to say it, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay,
Well, all my paperwork and all that, I haven't been in Wisconsin in 2.5 years. I come from Brooklyn.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying, I would come from New York.
You're not from New York, you're from where?
I come from New York.
Okay,
To here, Florida. See,
Okay.
I didn't know this part right here was East Florida. You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
I really don't know what you're saying, but,
Alright, this is
Mr. Hill, did you have a
what you
chance to
said,
speak
yeah.
with him?
No, Judge, it's an MO case.
Oh, it's an MO case? All right, sir, do you wish to resolve your case today?
Like, what's the, can you repeat everything to me again?
What is it that you want me to repeat?
What you said, charge me, because I
You have a trespassing case.
Alright, trespassing.
Okay.
Option.
Do you want to resolve your case today?
Yes.
All right, well, what do you wish to, do you wish to take a plea?
Yeah.
All right, then I'll sentence you to adjudication and time served. If you wish to accept that, I can take your plea today.
Alright, is that accept the play where I'm get released today?
Yes, if there's nothing else holding you in custody.
I accept the plea.
All right, then please raise your right hand, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you-
Why on this problem?
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Huh?
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Then you can put your hand down. Do you understand everything that's going on here today?
To tell you the truth, I really don't know where I got, it could have been Publix or something like that.
All right, Mr. Northern,
But I'll take the plea.
Mr. Northern,
I understand.
I don't want you to take a plea if you don't know what you're taking a plea to. So
You see it's trespassing.
that's
I'll
what
take the plea.
that's what I said.
And
So
what I'll tell you, I'll take the plea, right?
so then the question is, and then you need to answer all my questions. And if you don't answer them clearly, then I won't be confident that you understand what you're doing. So my question is, do you understand everything that's going on here today?
Yes, well, what you told me, yes.
And is anyone forcing you to resolve your case?
No,
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
no, I'm not.
And do you understand that you have the right to go to trial, but by taking a plea today, you are giving up that right?
Yes,
And sir, do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, that by taking a plea today, it could subject you to deportation or immigration changes?
yes, I understand.
What plea do you wish to enter? Guilty or no contest?
Guilty.
All right, then I accept your guilty plea. I find that it's freely and voluntarily given, and your sentence is adjudication and time served. Good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Okay? Jordan Brown.
Judge, the main, I'm sorry, North Broward, you gave me a call before you took the bench. This was a reset again. Unfortunately.
Mr. Brown?
Correct.
Okay.
Can we set it until tomorrow morning? He does not sign language, does not understand sign language, he does not speak. My office believes he may be able to read some lips based upon prior representation.
How, well, if he can read our lips, but how are we gonna know what he's, does he write? Is he able to write? Okay, because then what I could do is I can find probable cause, leave the bond in place. He does have, it says July 1st. I don't know if we could get him in sooner, because if he can write, then he'll be before the judge, and, because I've had that before. Yes, yes. So we'll do that. I'll find probable cause, we'll leave the bond in place, and he has court on Monday.
Judge?
Yes. Yes?
Judge, my understanding is, and I didn't hear everything what was going on, I came after the fact, but I happened to stumble across an email, and the email stated, I believe it was from the assigned public defender, that they were concerned as far as Mr. Brown, and my understanding is that they were trying to get him in front of his assigned judge, but I believe his assigned judge is out for 2 weeks. And that's the.
And there's no one covering?
That all I know is the email said that his assigned judge is out for 2 weeks.
And I know our office was concerned in that same email about him losing, which benefits, Hector?
His benefits, Judge. He's on disability, he gets benefits. My understanding is here for
But we must confine a division judge to get him in front of. If there's a communication problem, it makes it even more difficult to do it by CCTV. So I think it would make more sense to get him in a courtroom, and I don't know if he's able to write, because like I said, we've had that before, where if they are able to write, then he can write what they want and pass it to the judge right then and there.
Judge, are you allowed to order transportation to this courtroom for the magistrate, or him only?
You know, I've never done it before, so I don't know. I don't know if the,
I know that email that Hector's talking about, he lives off his benefits, and supposedly while in custody, they're going to cut you off for those benefits. Should be brought to jail. Hector, at least we have Hector there to help assist with writing tomorrow. If he does.
Can you
Do
put
we-
your microphone on, Mr. Hill, so I can hear?
do we know, what is the date of this,
He's been in custody already, I believe, 2 days. It's been in medical resets. My understanding.
What was-
Judge, I know
is-
Mr.
what is the
Holbrook
capias
part of the
for?
one with this- Excuse me?
is the capias for not appearing?
Missing court.
Oh, it's for missing court.
Missing court, and that email talked about it, where basically he moved He didn't update the clerk's office as far as his new address goes. It wasn't willful. And I know Mr. Goldberg's more familiar with the facts, and I know he's gonna be here tomorrow morning. So Judge, I would ask the court at this time, if the court's not inclined to ROR, and I understand, because right now you don't have all the information
Right.
before you, if you could reset it for tomorrow morning.
Okay,
So Mr. Goldberg
all
would be
right,
here.
so then we'll see him tomorrow morning then, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Michael Jones,
Medical reset.
medical reset on Mr. Jones.
Judge, I don't know if the court would like to call the Spanish interpreter.
Of course.
That would be definitely, I know Hector has one, I have one. Page 3, Jose Chacon Furman.
Senor Chacon,
Okay,
he's here, approaching Judge.
Thank you.
all right, Mr. Chacon Furman, you are before the court this afternoon. Count 1 is DUI, alcohol, or drugs.
El señor Chacón Foreman ha comparecido esta tarde. El primer cargo es una acusación de DUI, es conducir bajo efectos de drogas o de alcohol.
Count 2 is DUI with a breath level greater than .15.
Y la segunda acusación es DUI con un análisis de aliento por encima de .15.
And count 3 is operating without a valid driver's license.
Y el tercer cargo es conducir sin tener una licencia válida.
And the court finds probable cause.
La Corte decide que existe motivo fundado.
Does
Judge,
Mr.
we're simply asking for the court to sign a phone order so he can access his phone contacts, so he can call friends and family, post his bond.
De parte de la defensa, señoría, lo único que vamos a pedir es que por favor firme una orden dándole permiso para usar su teléfono, para buscar los nombres de sus amigos y parientes para que lo ayuden a pagar la fianza.
Okay, he has a total bond of $1,500. The court finds probable cause.
Muy bien, la fianza total es 1,500 y la Corte decide que existe motivo fundado.
Who's the other person that needs a Spanish interpreter?
Hector, you have somebody else for Spanish interpreter?
No one else here at Maine. Let me, ¿alguien más habla solamente español? Solamente español. No one else at Maine, Judge.
No?
¿Alguien más que necesite la ayuda del intérprete? Por favor, avísale a la persona que está a cargo.
All right, hearing nothing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
You too, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Roshane Harris.
Mr. Harris, come on up, please.
All right, Mr. Harris, you have two charges. Charge 1 and 2 are felony capuses, and those are no bond holds and not for magistrate. Charge number 3 is a misdemeanor capus. The court finds probable cause. You do have You have court tomorrow. You have court tomorrow and Monday on both of these cases, and on the charge, the misdemeanor capus, you have a $500 bond. Okay? John Dunn.
Mr. Dunn, come on up, please. He's approaching, Judge. He's on the way back.
All right. All right, Mr. Dunn, you're before the court for grand theft auto, driving while license suspended, attaching a license plate not assigned, and then number 4 is a traffic infraction, which is not for magistrate. The court finds probable cause.
Judge, in speaking to Mr. Dunn, I do realize that the standard bond's $1,000 for count 1, $750 on 2, and $25 for count 3. I went over that with Mr. Dunn. Unfortunately, he advised me he's not in a financial position to post that bond, nor does he know anyone that could. He is homeless at the time. He works whenever he can, but he advised me basically he fixed it. So if someone's broken and someone needs it to be fixed and he can do it, he'll do it. But right now he doesn't really get any sort of regular income. and he doesn't want to post his bond, so he's asking to be released on pretrial release on this non-violent offense.
Does Mr. Dunn have any priors?
And Judge, also Mr. Dunn would like to address the court, but I did advise him not to talk about the facts of the case. He told me it's not going to be about the facts of the case.
All right. 2016 grand theft? Has that case been resolved? Is it pending?
No, you received 2 years. 2 years probation.
Okay. All right. Mr. Dunn?
Thank you, Your Honor. I know my pastor, as you look at it, just briefly, like I said, I've changed my life, and I have. People around town, even the police, have seen me. They know what I do. I fix things, and we have a passion for computers. The only thing I have in my possession is up underneath a bridge, and it's kind of rough out here, and people will take everything you have. And I'm being totally honest with you. If you could find it in a place to look to see that I have been doing good, I fix things. I have a few bikes, and I have one couple of boxes that's kind of valuable to me, and it's the only thing I have left in my life. And if I don't get out quick, though, don't take it and sell it for $1, even though it's worth a lot more, because they don't know what to do with it. But I'm just asking if I can get released, because it's the only thing I have, and some things are personal to my family that, it's the only thing I have in my life. And like I said, I was doing the right thing, and once this case goes on, you'll find out the truth about it. I was just doing it for a greater good. And so if you can find it to OR, I'm not going anywhere.
All right, stop talking, Mr. Dunn. Stop talking. All right, I'll release Mr. Dunn to pretrial supervision, and all right, and that's it. I'll ROR him to pretrial.
Thank you, Judge. Thanks, Your Honor.
Okay. Marcel Abraham.
Mr. Abraham, come on up, please. He's here at main, Judge.
All right, Mr. Abraham, you're before the court on one charge of battery in an officer or firefighter. Count 2 is battery in an officer or firefighter. Count 3 is criminal mischief. Count 4 is disorderly intoxication. Count 5 is trespassing. Count 6 is corruption by threat of a public servant. And count 7 is resisting officer without violence. And the court finds probable cause as to all those counts. And I'll hear from the parties.
You want to
Does he have
go first?
priors?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yes, Your Honor. For count 1, the state will be requesting a $1,000 bond. Count 2, $1,000 bond. Count 3 and 4, the standard bond. Count 5, keep the bond the same. Count 6, requesting a $1,000 bond. And count 7, the standard bond. And we are showing for priors. He does have 2016 pending petty theft out of Miami. 2016 trespassing out of Palm Beach. 2016 petty theft out of Palm Beach. 2016 battery out of Miami-Dade. 2014 grand theft, 3rd degree, and out of Broward, and criminal use of personal ID. And a 2014 resisting without violence, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, and speaking with Mr. Abraham, normally these would be reasonable bonds, but unfortunately for Mr. Abraham, from what he advised me, he cannot financially post that monetary bond. My understanding, first, Judge, and speaking with Mr. Abraham, from what the state referenced, I believe they say he may have an open Miami case. He advised me that case is closed. He's been clean and out of trouble from what he advised me now for about a couple of years. He's 44 years old. He's been living down here in South Florida in our community for almost 10 years now. He is on disability. He gets approximately $874 per month. He lives in Pompano Beach with his cousin. They've been residing at that location for about 7 years, and his portion of the rent is approximately $400 a month. Now, he does have family members that live here as well, besides his cousin, his sister. But from what he advised me, they're not also in his financial position to help post his monthly bond. From what Mr. Abraham advised me, his sister is working at Family Dollar, but she has her own family, she has her own expenses, and she cannot afford to help Mr. Abraham with the financial bond. So even though the monetary amounts that the state is asking for are reasonable, he just can't afford it. So we're asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Abraham, ROR to pretrial, Judge.
All right, at this time, I am going to deny the pretrial request. You'll have $1,000 on bond on counts 1, 2, and 6. Okay, and the other standard bonds will remain in place. Okay. All right, Michael Lepelt.
Mr. Lepel, come on up, please. Oh, Judge, you've been in for a medical reset?
Okay. Mr. Lepelt is a medical reset. Dante Bowman.
Mr. Bowman, come on up.
Judge, this is, Mr. Bowman is represented by private counsel Howard Breitzer. I spoke to him. He is available via phone if you'd like to call him.
Okay. All right. What's the number?
954-296-0008.
The ABC telephone number you have dialed is no longer in service.
You just talked to them, right?
296-0008. I did call his office.
29600. 3 zeros and an 8, right?
Correct.
Okay. That's what I did.
Hello?
Mr. Greiser,
Yes, Judge Powell.
how are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I'm on the West Coast.
Okay, I hope you're having fun. All right.
Well,
I have Mr. Bowman before me, and he has one charge of trafficking in methamphetamine, 200 grams or more. Count 2 is selling scheduled drug, and count 3 is possession of controlled substance without a prescription. And then 4 is a felony KPS, which has a no bond hold and is not for magistrate. Okay?
right.
All right.
And that is the original case is in front of Judge Coleman, I believe.
And based on my notes, he has court tomorrow. Well, he has a status conference tomorrow before the judge at 8:30.
Before Judge Coleman?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it Judge?
Docket says Port.
It's Judge Porth? Judge Porth issued the warrant, but,
Yeah, yeah,
so is it Judge Coleman who's the judge?
because Judge Coleman was the original judge.
No, what
and
they're
then it was
telling
sent to
me,
Concord.
no, they're, Judge Siegel, oh, he's going to Judge Siegel. Apparently it was in front of the drug court, but now it's been kicked out, and he's going before Judge Siegel.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so do you want to leave everything in place for a bond hearing before Judge Siegel on the other matters? What do you want to do?
I would rather leave it in place at this point so that I can have an opportunity to speak with the client and also speak with the assigned prosecutor from the drug unit.
Okay,
And I think with the warrant outstanding, that's secondary to the, we have
The new
this new arrest.
all right, so I will just leave the standard bonds in place then, and, like I said,
What is the standard bond on count 1, Your Honor, if I may?
250,000.
3,000. Right.
Okay?
Yes, Judge, I appreciate the opportunity to appear by phone, and there's a hearing tomorrow in front of Judge Siegel at 8:30.
It says, yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
No problem. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Conklin.
Good luck. You'll see your attorney or tomorrow, okay? All right, good luck. Stacy Smith,
Judge, I've been advised he bonded.
okay, the court finds probable cause. Then Nicholas Bartolota,
He's approaching, Judge. He's here at Maine. Come on up, sir.
all right, Mr. Bartolota, you're before the court for one count of possession of heroin. And the court does find probable cause.
Judge, Mr. Bartolota, he's not in a position to post his bond. From what he advised me, he's homeless. He is financially indigent, but he's been living in our community his whole entire life. He is 4 years old. Judge, I'm going to be asking on this drug offense if the court will consider releasing him on pretrial release, also subject to random drug testing.
All right, does any priors on,
The state would not object, Your Honor.
okay? So pre-trial with random drug testing.
Here's a map of pretrial. Okay. Judge is going to give you some instructions, sir.
What was that?
How are we gonna put him on pretrial if he's homeless?
Is he homeless? Is that
So,
why,
he
why
would
you're
not stand
looking,
free.
is that why you're looking up over here?
Level 2, you need an address. Standard, you don't need an address.
He's making
Just
phone
has to
calls,
report.
he's calling in. Okay, all right.
Thank you, Judge. Make sure you report there tomorrow morning, okay? Good luck, sir.
Stanley Raymond. Mr. Raymond
I've been advised he
bonded.
bonded.
All right. Clarence Bonner.
He's approaching, Judge. He's here at Maine. Come on up, sir.
All right, Mr. Bonner is before the court. Charge 1 is burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. Count 2, burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. Count 3 is grand theft. Count 4, burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. And 5 is petty theft. All right, and the court does find probable cause. There are several police reports, and pretrial is looking at me. You have something to say, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bonner is currently out on pretrial supervision for a burglary unoccupied conveyance, case number 17007350 CFNA. At this time, we're going to request a revocation of his supervision.
All right, this is a 2017 case. When was he placed on pretrial?
This is a 17 case?
That's what you said. I thought,
No, our case is a 2019 case.
oh, I thought you said,
No,
so what's the case number? I thought you said 17.
I'm sorry. It's 19007350 CFNA.
Okay, and so when was he placed on pretrial?
On the 11th of June.
11th of what?
June, this month.
He just got out of, yeah,
He just got out of what?
he just got out of custody.
When you say just when? Today's
No,
a,
no, I mean, like, what, 2 weeks ago?
okay.
Judge, when was the date of offense of the incident or the cases that are here before you? I believe they're not in custody cases.
There are several. June 26. So that's a recent one. That was yesterday. But then we have one from June 5th. And then this one is also yesterday, June 26th. So there. All right. Is there something you wanted to say, Mr. Romero?
Judge, Mr. Bonner, he's really confused. He doesn't know anything about these burglaries, what they're alleging, or anything like that. All I can tell you about him is on the, as far as, he's been here his whole life, he's 39. He's self-employed, he tries to, he helps, I believe, a friend out with air conditioning, and whenever his friend gives him work, he'll work, but he hasn't, got thing in about over a month, and last month, I believe he got paid total $400 for the whole entire month. Now, he does live in Lauderhill with his mother. Judge, I'm asking at this time if the court's inclined to take some sort of action on the case that he's currently out on a pretrial. My understanding from what I heard, I believe he's on standard pretrial. I'd ask the court to consider, rather than holding him no bond, either consider giving a monetary bond on that offense, or consider releasing him on a higher level supervision on level 2. The cases that are here before you, Judge, I'm gonna be asking, they're third-degree felonies. I'm asking for a $1,000 bond on each count, Judge.
All right, so, the always for consideration, he has a previous burglary and occupied conveyance, which are the charges that are before the court again on this new arrest. And I don't, Mr. Bonner is saying he doesn't know where these charges came from, but again, these were yesterday. He was observed by 2 different detectives and arrested on those charges. And then he was out on pretrial, and now he's before the court on 3 new burglary and occupied conveyance.
Yana, I don't know if you remember him. This was the young man that came into first appearance court about 2 weeks ago, wherein he was released over the weekend on pretrial supervision. He was going on a cruise. And he came back in trying to get an order from this court in order for him to go on his cruise. That's the same young man, Your Honor.
Did I allow him to go on the cruise, or did another judge allow him to go on the cruise?
Another judge.
Oh, that's right, because he came in, it
Initial order
wasn't,
went before
it wasn't
Judge
on the
Fine.
docket.
Exactly.
All right. All right.
And
All right.
and also,
Mis-
Your Honor, in addition to the pending show, we also see a 2016 burglary conveyance, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bonner, I am going to grant pretrial request to revoke your pretrial supervision, and I am gonna hold you no bond on that 19-00-7350 CF10A. You were very so insistent about, being allowed to travel and all of this, and then now you're before the court again. So, on counts 1, 2, and 4, I am going to, on the new arrest, I am going to impose a $2,500 bond on 2 and 4. One and 3. 3 is also 2,500, and then on the petty theft, it'd be 1,000. Okay? All right. Travis Young. Is Mr. Young still on medical loan? Or,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay. Corey McMahon.
Judge, he's represented by private counsel, Mr. Brian Greenwald, who is available via phone.
Okay. What's the number, Mr. Hill? You want to write it, or?
954 661 6549.
This is Brian.
Mr. Greenwald, this is Judge Powell. I'm calling from First Appearance Court.
Hey, Judge.
Hi, you are on speakerphone in open court. I have Mr. McMahon before me this afternoon.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McMahon is before the court on 1 count of burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed.
Okay,
and I find probable cause as to that charge.
understood. I would only ask for a reasonable bond amount. He has, obviously myself, local counsel, he lives locally, has family locally, there's no flight risk. I don't think that there's ever been any failures to appear. So I would just ask for possibly even pretrial release, because I know that Mr. McMahon, the last case that I did for him was essentially pro bono. He has very little funds, if I recall correctly.
What's the record?
Yes, Your Honor. The record shows that he does have a 2018 possession of cannabis, 2018 burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, 2017 petty theft, 2018 possession of alprazolam.
Is that 2018 burglary, is that case over? Or is it still pending?
It appears to be over, Your Honor.
Okay.
He pled to it.
Okay.
2016 petty theft.
And I think those are just his Broward. I'm also showing out of Palm Beach, 2017, 2 burglaries of a conveyance and 2 counts of grand theft. That was pled at adjudication. Palm Beach, 2017 burglary of conveyance and a petty theft, adjudication guilty. Out of Palm Beach, a 2017 burglary of conveyance, grand theft, and given a false name.
All right. Oh, based on the number of similar charges in the last few years, I'm going to impose a $5,000 bond at this time, okay?
Understood.
All right, good luck. Thank
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Otis Williams.
Mr. Williams is here, present, Judge at Maine. Mr. Williams, come on up, please. And Judge, after speaking to Mr. Williams twice, he declined to serve the public.
All right, Mr. Williams, are you hiring private counsel?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so today you are before the court. There counts 1 through 8 are burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. Count 9 is burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. Count 10 is grand theft auto. Counts 11, 12, and 13 are burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. Count 14 is grand theft. Count 15 is petty theft. Count 16 is burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. 17 through 24, burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. 25, grand theft. 26 and 27, burglary, unoccupied conveyance unarmed. All right, and I do find probable cause as to all those counts. There are several police reports that I have here. So, state,
State requests a $2,000 bond on each count.
how much?
$2,000, Your Honor.
All right. All right, the counts that have standard bonds, which are the grand theft charges, I'll leave those bonds in place. And also the petty theft, I'll leave that bond in place. So all the burglaries, I think, are the only ones that are left to set a bond. And I'll do $2,000 on all the other counts. Is that okay? All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Stroman, I believe you're next.
Yes. All right, Mr. Stroman, you are before the court for Count 1 is robbery by sudden snatching without a firearm or weapon. Count 2 is resisting officer. Count 3 is burglar for dwelling or structure. Count 4, grand theft of a firearm. Count 5, burglar for dwelling or structure. Count 6, grand theft of a firearm. 7 is a misdemeanor KPS. And then 8 is a civil writ, which is not for magistrate, okay? Mr. Stroman, I do find probable cause, and looks like you do have court tomorrow before your division judge. But we have to set some bonds, so I'll hear from the attorneys.
Your Honor, based on the facts of the case and his priors, he does have a 2011 burglary alone, 2011 resisting without violence, 2009, 1, 2, 3, 4 counts of burglary, and 1 count of grand theft. Resisting without violence, and 2008 disorderly conduct. That's what he has in Broward.
Are these any?
Where does she need it? Anywhere?
Battery here in Broward, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State would request on count 1 a $50,000 bond. Count 2, 5,000. Count 3, Your Honor, I would ask the court to find proof evidence production grade and hold them no bond on count 3. Count 4, I would ask for a Sentinel bond.
Okay. All right, Mr. Romero?
Judge, if I heard correctly, because I don't think, I barely heard the state, but I believe they are asking for the court to find proof evident presumption grade. I believe they're requesting a no bond hold on counts 3 and 5, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
I don't know why 3 is.
Judge, at this time, may I have 1 moment to speak with my colleague, Judge?
Okay.
Mr. Hill, can you call?
Number? Got it. Got it.
Oh.
Otis Williams. All right, thank you. Is he gonna go to the post office?
And Judge, while my colleague reviews the affidavits, Judge, can you advise, or can the state be so kind to advise me as far as when are the alleged dates of 192753 CF10A?
January 17th. December 5, January 17th, December 5. And in these allegations, the defendant is caught on surveillance camera, which the victims posted on social media in hopes of figuring who the person is on the video. It turns out that Mr. Stroman's father, Al Stroman, was the one who identified Marquis Stroman and reported it. So at this time, the court does find probable cause and will make a further preliminary finding of proof evident presumption grade as to counts 3 and 5. And Mr. Stroman will be held no bond until further order of the court on 3 and 5. 1 and 2, I will, on count 1, I will impose a $7,500 bond. 2, 3, there's no bond. 4 will remain standard. 5, there's no bond. 6, 7, standard bonds, okay?
So what was the bond for count 2? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Count two does not require a bond. I will not impose one.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Kenneth Daniels.
Medical judge?
You were saying medical reset?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And then, where are my afternoon dockets? Do I have who? Can you give me that one back that I, yeah. And then you were asking me what now, Madam Clerk? No? Is that on the docket? I don't have paperwork for. I don't have any paperwork. Okay. Okay. All right. So then on the misdemeanor docket, do we have Sean Dorsey?
Conti, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dorsey, are you in custody on something else? You can stand up, you can stand up.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Oh.
It was the open container and violation of probation.
What happened with the violation of probation?
I believe this was the violation. It was a absconding and the open container, Your Honor.
Oh, so you haven't resolved the VOP yet? That's what.
Yes, I have.
And
I have, Your Honor.
what happened there?
I was sentenced to a 364, mitigated to upon completion of life skills program that the sentence was to be terminated.
Okay, so this is the only charge that is left to be resolved.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Then if you wish to resolve this case, then I'll sentence you to time served today, if that's what you want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Dorsey, what plea do you wish to enter today?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
No, it's gotta be guilty or no contest.
No contest,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
I accept your no contest plea and I sentence you to adjudication and time served, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck. Cyron Salsby? Mr. Salsby?
He's approaching, Judge. He's here at Maine. Judge, when Mr. Salisbury initially came in, I believe he was on a, what was happening, he had a violation of probation, so we didn't ask anything. And speaking of Mr. Salisbury.
He's been
his probation
released?
was repeated.
The confinement is supposed to be released?
Yes, Your Honor, there were 2 orders that were signed this morning.
2 orders signed this morning, heels for him to be released.
Oh, so he had orders on these municipal ordinance and misdemeanor to be released on these as well?
On the municipal ordinance? Yep. That's what I've been told, yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right, Brian Watkins.
Mr. Watkins is here, present, Judge at Maine.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Watkins was arrested on June 24th. So he's here for a second look at his bond status. How much bond is Mr.? Is he on bond or what's the status? He has $2,500.
Judge, that is correct, Judge. He gave me the phone number of his father and mother. They reside in Michigan. I called them. They were gonna try and see what they could do to come up with the bond. As you can see, he's still in custody, so I believe they're having problems with that, Judge. Mr. Watkins, did tell me he's denying these allegations, he's looking forward for his day in court, Judge. He's asking if the court would consider releasing him on pretrial release.
What kind of, does he have a record?
He does have a record, Judge, but the good thing is he just started working. He works at a car wash at Shell gas station. That job is still available to him.
Yeah.
And Judge, so that's why he's
Goldberg, I work for. It's just really close to home. It's on the southwest corner of Sheridan and Federal. I'm really trying my best to change my life, and then this.
Don't talk about the facts.
So these are recent, what do you say, June 3rd?
Yeah, this year. So that's kind of pending.
What are the circumstances surrounding this criminal mischief? Because I don't have that report before me since it's the second look.
It's a list that
And on the on the previous case, he's posted bond, the pending case?
Yes, Judge, it's a battery, a petty theft, and I believe it's a
And
trespass.
how much bond did he post there?
His mom posted his bond, and that's why.
How much?
Right now, $100. It was the battery charge is against the manager at Publix. Don't talk about the facts. I believe it may be $1,000 with the bondsman. It was $100. I don't remember, so I can't.
That's
assure the
okay.
court that.
That's okay. Okay. Does Mr. Watkins have an address?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Let the judge.
233 Northwest 5th Avenue, Dania, Florida, 3300.
Well, you're gonna have to go to work with an ankle monitor because I'm gonna put you on. I'll release you to pretrial, but on a level 2. So. Right. No contact with the alleged victim and no return to that location.
Yes, Judge.
Do you understand that, sir?
I do understand, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. On the felony docket, is that? All right, on the felony docket, Justin Shelton.
North Broward.
Okay. Mr. Shelton was arrested on June 21st. Is it May? May. Is there a second? No, but it looks like, well, it's not June 21st, but then there is a current arrest date of June 9th. Oh, he's arrested on a pretrial warrant. So this is then not a true 30-day motion? 'Cause did he get out on, when did he get out on the first arrest? To pretrial? Okay. Okay. Did he get a bond at that time? Is that what that is? He has a bond on this current case? The-
No charges have been filed at this moment still.
Well, you have not been in on, you're not eligible yet for a 30-day motion.
I haven't been sentenced to anything, ma'am. No charges have been filed since May 21st. So
Right.
that's about around 40 days with no charges filed, isn't it?
You
I mean,
have
how long
not,
do I have-
no, you have not been in custody for this entire time. So you have to be in custody for a straight 30 days. You have not. Okay?
So I was sentenced to 30 days?
You were not sentenced to 30 days. You were arrested,
Yeah, that's-
on May 21st. You were released to pretrial.
Yes, I never received
You-
paperwork for
well,
me to make it to pretrial. That's what I was trying to say.
No, that's not kind of quite how it works. So then you were rearrested on June 9th. Today, it would appear that you were coming before the court for a 30-day motion. And the 30-day motion is if you've been in custody for 30 days, the state has not formally filed the charges, then you're allowed to have a hearing before a judge. But that's not the case here because you have not been in custody for 30 days,
I
okay?
know I was here in front of you 2 days ago for the
Right.
same thing.
Right. So I don't know why you were in front of me 2 days ago for somebody keeps setting the hearing. I'm not going to take any action at this time.
Ma'am, can my attorney speak at all?
Okay. All right, Kenneth Moore,
He's approaching, Judge, he's here at Main.
okay?
Judge, Mr. Moore, when he was here, I believe on Tuesday, the defense, or Mr. Moore, did not ask anything of the court. As you see here, it's a $2,000 bond. In reviewing the PC affidavit, my understanding is that the alleged incident took place in March of this year. Having said that, Judge, and speaking to Mr. Moore, he's been clean for
Was
about...
it March or is June?
No, in June he was picked up, but it was the date of offense when I actually reviewed it. It took place in March. So June he was picked up on this incident, which took place in March.
Okay.
I believe they're saying that two individuals went into the bank with their identifications, tried to cash a check, and basically they weren't apprehended that day. My understanding is that Mr. Moore is apprehended in June.
Okay,
Having said that, Judge, he advised me he's been clean for about 10 years. So he has a record, but he's been clean for 10 years. The only other thing was, I believe maybe about a year ago, he picked up an offense, but was dropped, it was not filed. Right now he's working, he works at a labor pool, Judge. He lives with his grandmother in Fort Lauderdale. My understanding, his grandmother's on Social Security, so she can't afford to post his bond as evidence. He's still here with us in the county jail. So I'm asking on this nonviolent offense, considering he said that clean for 10 years, Judge, to consider releasing him on pretrial release.
State, is that correct? Was the last interaction with the court? Is that right? I'm sorry.
I can't hear this.
When was that?
2012.
2012?
Possession of cocaine adjudication withheld. We do show 2017 domestic violence battery, but that was declined.
Okay. All right, then I'll grant the release to pretrial. Okay. Just standard pretrial. Okay. Wilson,
Given his history, can we ask for no alcohol, no
is there,
He does have a history of
Drug
drug
Well-
Mr. Bowie Wilson is here. How do you pronounce your last name? Bowie. Mr. Bowie's here present, Judge.
all right, Mr. Bowie was arrested on June 23rd. It's a,
Judge, the violation of probation was dismissed. He's already called his friends and family, and we're gonna ask to see if confinement status can see if his bond's already been posted. Should be posted any moment now, so.
okay.
One second, Your Honor.
Sure.
He says that he should have had a bond person. That he should have had a bond person.
Yes, ma'am.
It has been posted? All right, his bond has been posted. All right, Jason Gillis.
He's here present, Judge, and me.
Mr. Gillis was arrested on June 24th, so we're here for a second look.
A felony petty theft, allegedly, Judge, he went into a 7-Eleven and stole Heineken. My understanding, Judge, I'm speaking to Mr. Gillis, right now, he can't afford the bond. He's been here for well over 15 years, 46 years old. He lives locally here in Fort Lauderdale. He lives at the same premises for the past 4 years, he's on Section 8 housing, so his share of the rent is about $285. So once he's done with the bills, with the rent, everything like that, basically he has no money left over from his disability check. He will be coming back to court. He's not a flight risk, Judge. He's asking if the court would consider releasing him on pretrial release on this one.
18-pack of Heineken, huh? All right, I'll release Mr. Gillis to pretrial supervision. No alcohol and no return to, what was this business? And no return to the 7-Eleven. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes,
You need to make sure you report to pretrial, because if you don't, a warrant will be issued for your arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anything else that we missed? Hearing nothing. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow.